Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back to do more thoughts and views and feelings on society. Today I wanted to speak a bit about infrastructure with this big deal that's been going on trying to get an infrastructure bill and then the reconciliation bill with it. I thought it was a good idea to bring up infrastructure itself. Now, of course, the bill they're wanting to pass is only 1.5 trillion. And I'm sorry to say, that's not going to be enough. Just, a quick perusal tells me that it's going to take 2.5, 3 trillion to at least make effective inroads to strengthening our infrastructure, because right now our infrastructure is owed, really owed. The power grid right now is holding up, but it's under stress. And as weather events get worse, it's going to struggle only more and more. As we saw with the deep freeze in Texas that shut down the power. So we need to really work on infrastructure. And it's not just power, it is other things: roads, bridges, dams, public buildings, airports. There is so much that falls under the umbrella of infrastructure that we need to take care of. Many of the items we have built for our own infrastructure in America, they're older than I am. And they weren't meant to go much more beyond that. We seriously need a serious infrastructure bill. The reconciliation bill was even, getting back onto that subject, was a small one compared to what was originally wanted for that. It had been narrowed down to 3.5 trillion from what was originally 10 trillion. Certain senators need to get off the money pipe of these other companies so America can advance instead of them lining their pockets. It brings to ideals thoughts of restricting what public officials can take as pay, or extracurricular grease of the palms, so that they can't abuse their position like has been done in the past, but we're not here to talk about that. It was just a sudden thought I had. But yeah, infrastructure. You know, there our public infrastructure is usually given a grade of a C minus to a D plus. It's not great. Sometimes it barely meets mediocre. Other times it's graded as poor. It's not in a good condition. We're in serious need, dire need of infrastructure. Like I said, this covers a lot of things. It is the power grid, um, other sources like phone, internet, those lines, your roads, your bridges, your dams, public buildings like schools and post office and libraries, airports. Infrastructure would do so much if as long as we take care of it. But nobody's really wanting to put that effort effort forward. We need a dire fix of our infrastructure bill. And I think there's a lot that needs to be spent. I know some people run around panicked with like they have their hair on fire if you say, "Oh, you've got to spend this much." But honestly, I feel 5 trillion is about what we need for basic infrastructure to bring it up to beyond standard, what America should expect. And then I agree, there needs to be stuff like in the reconciliation bill. And to be honest with you, I would go 5 trillion on it at least. Because there are things that need to be done with it as well. There's a lot of human infrastructure beyond just the steel and concrete and power lines and electric and phone lines and so on. There's also a need to help take care of the American public. And that's what I'm saying, human infrastructure. We need that single payer health care. Uh, College should be just like high school and elementary school. I mean, they're public institutions. Why not? These are, paid time off for new parents. Again, something that would be amazing. And these are things that were in the reconciliation bill that certain people pushed back against. But yeah, And, you know, we want a better future for this country. We've got to invest in it. This is one of the things that we need to put money in severely. And unfortunately, right now, they're just like, let me open my pocketbook. Here's you a few pennies. That ain't going to do it. We need actual funding to help strengthen the American infrastructure. Period. I don't get it. Oh, well, I get it. Fine. It's in the best interest of certain people not to have it because it makes them more money, even though it would help the majority of Americans. But yeah, we need severe changes in infrastructure. It needs to be invested in and fixed and upgraded. If we're going to make this a better country, we need to do that. Cut the cost of some of these, you know, weapons industries. Nationalize them if you have to. Oh, that's a scary word. That's socialism. But you know what? Something's got to be done. And this, we'll take the money. We won't do anything then. That ain't cutting it. Invest in infrastructure. Upgrade the infrastructure. It needs to be done. I cannot stress this enough. But yeah, I'll put the links in the description below the video. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.